showing. And this morning she got a new baby calf. He's a nice big one. Could be a heifer, I don't know. Her number is Blue 1. I've been looking for her early this morning already. This right here, this calf born today, I want to do a little something to show some people who don't seem to get it. That maybe you're in that group and there's nothing wrong with being a little uninformed. And I'm not trying to make fun of you, but I want you to be better informed. That calf was born today. That cow conceived that calf 9 months ago, so and it is very possible, and we have several that will have a calf every year. And so you might say that calf's been in planning for 9 months, and now he came, but it would have been just as easy for her to have had complications and the calf die before she had him. And I'm going to say that happens reasonably regular, and we almost always will have one or two that's that way. And I've only got about, well, right now 36 cows in here. We're going to drive by and see if I can get a good count on them here. You can see I got several new calves. All of them are there, along with the one that's new today that I just showed you. I've got 23 calves. I've come up with one cow that's been in heat here recently. Doesn't look like she's bred at all, so I'm saying she's not going to have a calf. And we've had one that was born, if you watch my videos, you know he was born late at night. I had to help, and he didn't make it. So we got 23 new babies. These calves, we're raising them with a purpose, and their purpose is that they're going to be beef on your table, one way or the other. They will. Some of these may go back to be replacements for us. Some of these may go to another farm to be replacements if they're heifers. But all the steers, no doubt, are going to go and be beef on somebody's table. So I want to give you some idea of the time frame when that happens. Now, you've seen I had to put out hay, and you'll notice the grass is really nice and green. Well, they're chasing that green grass, and it ain't got a lot of nutrition in it. It's really lush and juicy, and it does not give them what they need. So we have to give them hay along and try to get them to eat as much hay as we can along while this grass gets to going. But the calf you just seen with Blue, number 1 cow, today's his birthday. So I'm going to tell you, in a year from now, he'll get to be as big or the size of some of these ones that I'm fixing to go up here and feed, that are usually waiting for me and bawling at me. They may be getting their tummies full enough of some hay and green grass. They're waiting on me today. I don't know what the deal is. Wind switched around south of the north. Yeah, this is something else we have to deal with a lot. The temperature today is 40 or a hair less, and yesterday it was 70. And tonight's going to get down just below freezing. So this is kind of what we go through to be able to produce beef to put on your table, steaks and roasts and hamburger and ribs. This is the what it takes. We'll tromp through the mud to get it done. We try to keep our animals in good shape, and they make a living for us that way. And they make food for your table, more importantly. What's happened lately with people thinking that the end of the world's coming and that we're going to have to hoard up groceries and other supplies is just ridiculous. The end of the world is coming, but hoarding up supplies ain't going to help you none, because that just hurts other people. And and you say, well, Paul, I know you've got a sawmill and you guys run a sawmill here. Yep, we sure do. And if it wasn't for the sawmill income and the cattle income, we also bale hay, and I have more hay usually than I can get used, so we sell some of that. If it wasn't for those incomes, this farm would cease to exist. It'd be somebody else's. And that's just kind of the way it works. We work around some things and do things to try to make some money so that we're providing for our family, my family, very well. And every segment of my family is in on this. My parents are retired, and my dad don't get out and do nearly as much as what he used to, but he's still involved with this. And when we haul stuff, he comes and helps, and at other times he's there helping. So I gotta open my chute. Feed these calves here some ground feed. Now this first group of calves are late ones. They came later in the year, so they're smaller. And I just tipped you completely over. Mildred ain't got much finesse about her. It's difficult to do one-handed. It's kind of a two-handed operation, but we'll see how this goes. Yeah, and you might wonder how I know how much feed I'm getting put out there. It's because I've done it. I'm having all kinds of trouble today, but I'm gonna get this video made. Here comes those calves coming around here. Get my chute picked up. Boy, I don't know why that's so blurry. There, that's better. These calves are not a year old in this pen. Quite a little bit less than that. There's 7 of them. They're smaller. If you run the small calves with the big ones push them around. They don't get to feed, and it causes you problems. So we kind of separated some off and are feeding them separate. They're about to catch up here to where I'm going to turn them all together eventually. I may haul off the bigger steers out of this bunch on top of the hill, but it's not looking very good because our prices just fell all apart. We're getting $1.50 for 700-pound calves pretty frequently, and now you can't get $1.50 for 700-pound calves. It's like $1.20 a pound instead of $1.50. And that's the part we get to keep of that. But these calves right here, I want to show you. Most of these are born before the 1st of May, and so these are all just about a year old, but they're not ready to butcher yet. They'll weigh 500, 600, 700 pounds, and yeah, this is part of my operation. I grow these back as stockers, and I want to get them to 700 pounds. Those some of the ones we took last year were 7, some 6, but last year I didn't keep the big ones. Or a year before, I didn't keep the bigger ones out of my group here at the house. I went ahead and sold them at weaning, and you take a little bit less money per head for them. So I've been doing this, and the heifers in there aren't worth as much as the steers, but they all have that kind of worth. Matter of fact, to give you an idea of what that worth has done since this global panic mode has come on from a virus, the price on them at the sale where I would take them has went from being between $1,100 and $1,200 a piece when they get to between 700 and 800 pounds to about $900 a piece. And so I've lost. If I had to sell them right now, I'd lose money on these, having kept them for an extra 5-6 months now already. So that's just one of the gambles we take. But this is the way the meat gets to your table. Somebody has to background these calves. They grass them and give them just a little bit of grain along. But there goes a semi truck hauling cattle out of the country today. They grass them, give them just a little bit of grain along, try to get them to grow up to where when we put them in the feed yard, and a feed yard, I'm gonna sell these, but they're gonna be they're probably gonna be 20 months. They're gonna be almost 2 years old when I sell them, and they'll probably weigh about 700-800 pounds. And the truth is, then they're gonna go to a feed yard and stay in a feed yard for 4 months. You get an idea of what the planning stages are here. It takes a lot of planning to get to a point where you've got beef on your table. And then they'll go to a packing facility and be slaughtered so that you can have meat to eat to feed your family. And a lot of people say, well, you rich cattle ranchers are doing this to get rich. But the truth is, we're really doing it to feed your family. If it was to get rich, there's a lot of years when we do it and don't make a profit. And to be real honest with you, those years would make anybody quit. And if it hadn't been for a lot of the financing on this cattle deal being in families, and families that have done it and understand and know that you're not always going to make a profit every year, and that things are going to be tight some years, and they let it get by with, or they do a profit sharing deal to sell their operation to the next generation. If it hadn't been for that, a lot more of these family farms would go bankrupt, because you can't go by 365 days and not turn a profit. So I just wanted to let you know, you've seen the baby calf. Now you've seen these ones. These are right around a year old. They're still not ready to make meat out of. We have to put some more work into them. But sometime this fall, I'll sell these, and they're probably about 18-20 months old, and then they'll go to a feeder facility where they'll feed them really, really, really good, try to get them to get some fat on, and then they'll be processed into steaks and hamburger and roasts and all those good products that you like to buy at the grocery store. And that's how this works. It takes a lot of planning. There's a lot of purpose that goes in it. We don't do this just for a sheer profit. You get the idea. Somebody's hungry. They like what I feed them. Can you tell? And so these animals have a purpose. God put them here so we would use them to be able to have our existence, and I believe He knows what He's doing, and so I want you all to know what we're doing. We're trying to provide as best as we can for your family by producing good, valuable products, and whenever you go to the grocery store and clean their shelves out, it provides panic. And so I want to encourage you to buy what you need. There's times when it's a good idea to stock up, and you'll find a good deal on meat, and you should buy a bunch of it, and you can put it in your freezer. And packaged beef, if it's packaged right, keep in the freezer for a year, and it's good, and it's a good product. And I'm not trying to take anything away from the other products that are out there as meat, natural meat. I used to grow chickens. Poultry is a good product. It's valuable, and it takes quite a little bit of planning to get that accomplished as well, to get it to where you've got boneless, skinless chicken breast. Now, I'll be real honest with you. A lot of people think that boneless, skinless chicken breast is something they make at the counter or in at the grocery store, and nothing could be farther from the truth. That stuff gets there, and they package it in packages that you can buy. A lot of it comes in the packages you buy it in, and it's produced on a farm. And so farms are valuable. We have to do things that a lot of people wouldn't do. You you wouldn't get up every day and traipse through the mud so you could take care of animals. Lately we've been having so much rain, that's not a choice, it's a necessity. A lot of people wouldn't wait 2 years for an income off of a cattle business. That would bankrupt a lot of people, and then to do that and not be able to make a profit, you have to sell your animals at a loss. It's kind of a bad deal. So, but I just want to let y'all know, I know most of you that watch my videos probably got a good handle on this, but you may not have known the time frame. It takes a long time to get to a point where you've got that. From a baby calf being born until he's weaned about 8 months, and then we keep them here another 8-10 months, almost a year. So they're going to be 20 months old or so, almost 2 years old, going to they'll go through a sale and go to the ones who will feed them really good feed and try to get them to put on fat so that your steaks and roasts are tender, and we're just doing our best to try to make a good product, and the time that it takes us to do that, we have to have some leeway, and so I'm gonna tell y'all, just keep eating beef. Beef is what's for dinner. It's what we're working to provide you. So thanks for watching my videos. I want to tell y'all to be safe out there, and we're under this self-quarantine thing right now where a lot of people are off from their job and off from school, and ain't no such thing as a day off out here. We're still working, still providing for our animals and trying to provide for our families. So, thanks for watching my videos. You might as well know I ain't making anything off from this. I just do this because I like to do it. I like to show people what's going on out here at the farm. These calves would like to see that chute go down right there. Watch this. Ooh. They're like, what's that? Hey, there's stuff coming out of it. Now we're interested. Hope y'all have a good day. Keep in mind, this is not the end. You know, a lot of people want to quote the Bible where it says there'll be wars and rumors of wars and pestilences and things, and that's true, but they need to read on, because he says, and this is not the end. The end is not yet. So only Jesus Christ is going to be back whenever the end is, and he's not been involved in the choosing of the time yet. God alone knows when the end of time is going to be, and we're going to go through a lot of stuff before it gets here. But man, them look like happy cows, don't they? I like it when my calves are all doing well. One over here that don't seem to know how to find the right way around. Hope y'all have a great day. First full day of spring. It's gonna be right about freezing. Ain't that great, 18? Kind of got a bald spot, don't he? Been rubbing his head on something. Probably somebody. Alright. I'll catch you on the next video.